I'm sorry, folks. This time the portal's glowing red, and I think it actually is a rash. Hello, everyone. Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends, and the portal is glowing. Strangely, it is glowing red. Why is it glowing red? Because we have a 2x chance of epics and legendaries from mythical shards. Do not pull on this. This is a scam, save for 2x mythicals, because mythicals are what you're looking for out of this. So don't be pulling those. So we instead are going to be pulling some of our sacreds. Why? Well, we have the Summon Rush over here, if I actually go to the right section. So Summon Rush is 500 points for a sacred. I am looking for Signy of High Shield, so I am going to be pulling 11 of them on my account. On my alt, I have actually thought about pulling up to this 14, or maybe even 15, and I still might. I might decide to pull 3 more shards for that mythical tome. I'm kind of up in the air on that. Part of the reason I'm up in the air on that is I don't actually have any mythical tomes, and I have a mythical here to book and another mythical that's fully booked, but it would be nice to actually have a chance to book those mythicals. But also, the other reason we are going to be pulling for everything on this account, at least, is that, as you can see, I am missing Fyr-Gun. Fyr-Gun is on rate up on this wonderful summon event we've got right here. So on my alt here, I would love, let's see, we've got Wallmaster, who is a great Hydra damage dealer and block buff champion. We've also got the new guy here who looks like he might be okay for countering Armans. For this account, I would rather make progress on Hydra, so I am looking for Wallmaster. I know Wallmaster does a ton of damage. I know he's a great champion. I've got 2 of them on my main, and I'm going to go for him on this account. And of course, we're going for Fyr-Gun, Fyr-Gun, whatever you want to pronounce it. This dwarf right here, I believe she's a dwarf. Yes, she is. Not because of her kit, but because that gets this account Mikage, which would be absolutely huge for this account. So I have a Pepsi right here. You can crack that open. They are not a sponsor. Pepsi, you really could be. You really, really could be. I do not have enough room to pull the 11 I'm going to need to, let alone the possible 14 for that mythical book. So I will make some room, and I will be right back. All right, we have room for exactly 14. We have a Pepsi in hand. Crack that puppy open. Again, not a sponsor, but they could be. And we are going to be pulling some shards. So I think we're just going to pull for 14 because I do think the mythical book will be helpful regardless. And I am really, really hopeful we'll get a Fyr-Gun, which means I will have that book for Mikage when I pull her. Although, to be fair, I may end up booking Mezamel at some point in time too, because I am working on Mezamel as well. But mythical tomes are really, really hard to get. And the fact that on this account I already have 2 mythicals and I have not been able to finish booking either of them is very frustrating because I've had them for months at this point. So I think we'll pull a few extra because I've got the 17. This is part of why we save them. We'll look for Wallmaster. I don't think I'm anywhere near Mercy, so we will definitely be hitting Mercy at some point. We've been pulling 14 of them. You only need to pull 12. But I think I'm only 1, 2, maybe 3 into Mercy. So let's get pulling. Let's go, Pepsi. Polarium, I'm watching you. Let's get blessed. Say a quick prayer to RN Jesus. And off we go. And that is Nagoyo. Good damage dealer for Shadowkin. Decent damage dealer in Arena if you actually need one early on. That is a Korgon the Crowned. Very, very odd champ. He's not bad, but he's not great. I built him for Faction Wars on my main, and I've kind of avoided using him since. We have somebody with candles on their head. That seems to happen a lot here. Carolinia, I'm not a huge fan. I know some people enjoy her. That is an Anax. I don't know what it is with this account, but I have so many Anaxes. I think I could get a second one up to +4 if I needed to, and I have 4 of them in my Faction Guardians as well, and I don't think I've actually built him on this account. That's not because he's not a good champ. I just haven't found the need to build him based on where I got him. But he's a very good damage dealer for a lot of the block damage teams, specifically in Clan Boss. He's just kind of squishy, but he's a great damage dealer. He's also very good in Bommel if you're looking for Bommel, because he's got an decreased accuracy on his account team as well. That is Gorlos Helma, another champion this account seems to pull a lot of. He can help you with the Godseeker team if you want a damage dealer for the Godseeker team in Sand Devil. Gerhard the Stone hits okay, does some okay damage. Not the greatest champion to invest in, but if you need damage in Bannerlords, you could do worse. Single target, though, unfortunately. There's a legendary, and that is a Kira the Watcher. And Kira is not a great champion, but I think that's the legendary I need for Mikage, which means I don't need the Fyr-Gun. But if I get the Fyr-Gun, I can keep the Kira as well. So that's actually kind of cool. Now, Kira is actually fairly good for Clan Boss. She's got the ally protection on a 3-turn cooldown and increased defense, which is a huge damage mitigation ability in one. It's both of the abilities you want to mitigate damage on Clan Boss for progression. She also throws up decreased attack when people attack under ally protection, or not when people attack under it, but when her allies get attacked under ally protection. So she can get decreased attack out fairly reliably, which is what you want on the Clan Boss. And, got to attack all enemies. Nothing particularly exciting here for Clan Boss. And she's got an A1 decrease attack as well. So she can be great for progression and ally protection. She is just okay in other areas. Ally protect can fall off in some areas, but again, this could be very helpful for some of the Centrinos floors as well. Let's go check the Lady Mikage fusion. And no, I've already got one. It's Tatsu I need. So that's kind of frustrating. But you know what? It's a legendary. Not going to complain too much. And, it means I get to keep Akira. So, all right. Well, let's keep on going. We've got 6 left to pull. No, we got 7 left to pull. And we are going to go for Fyr-Gun. I would love a Wallmaster as well. I guess I could have put Tatsu in here if I really, really wanted to go full on. But no, if I get a legendary, I want it to be a legendary I really would like. So. That is Aothar. And to be fair, I wouldn't complain about pulling a Tatsu just like I was talking about here earlier, but let's just get the Fyr-Gun. Or Fyr-Gun. Whatever her name is. Another Candlehead. Come on, Polarium. We got a legendary, though. I guess I cannot complain too much about we got a legendary when I'm pretty sure I was only 2 shards into Mercy on this account. That is an Airwood Quivergrass. I don't know if I actually have any of her because she was a fusion champion, so I can't complain too much. We got 3 more left. Come on, Fyr-Gun. Dwarf, dwarf, dwarf. There's a chant I didn't think I'd ever think. Tagore, decent champion. That is an Indalia. Not particularly exciting there. All right. 1 more to go. This better be a Lego or a Fyr-Gun. Fyr-Gun. Whatever. Dur the Hungerer. Now, I believe that is the final one I'm pulling. Yep. That is all for Dur the Hungerer. And we got so close. We're still at the 25. I am tempted to pull these last 3. In fact, let's pull these last 3. I will be right back. We're going to pull these last 3 because we've got a 25 extra chance for the champion we need to get Mikage, and these 3 are not going to make a huge difference in the long run compared to possibly getting Mikage. So let's get pulling. All right, so we are back. We've got 3 more spaces left. Let's get going. Polarium, I'm watching you. I will accept a Wallmaster as compensation. But I would like a Fyr-Gun. Watching you. That is Lodric Falconhead. Not a bad champion for Scarab. That is a Fat Man. We love the Fat Man. He is an awesome champion. He is also not what we are looking for. Come on, Polarium. Let's do this. Got so many of the champions for this fusion, and we did not get the champion we needed for this fusion. But you know what? We're going to get the epic, so we should be able to do the Gretel fusion, which will be great. I've already got 9 of these champions here. I should have 10 of them with the one I got from this, plus I'll have a Signy of High Shield. So I just need to finish 2 more events. I am almost done with the Fire Knight event, so that is 1 more event, and then champion training will probably get done just by building all these guys up. And so this fusion is done. That's great. Unfortunately, this fusion still eludes me. Now, interestingly enough, because I can still fuse another one of these Kiras, and I pulled this Kira, I actually should have some more Faction Guardians for Dwarves. So that's actually kind of good news from that end. So I guess I can't complain too much from all this, because now I get some Faction Guardians and Dwarves, which is at least something. But I really, really wish I'd be pulling that one Fyr-Gun. So let's go set the Faction Guardians in my Dwarves here. Take a look. That is the first Faction Guardian in Dwarves we're going to have, and I'll swap them out once I fuse the other one at some point in time, probably during a CBC or a champion chase of some kind. So let's go hop over to my main, see if we can get something a little more interesting than what we got here, and let's go. Alrighty, so we are on my main. I have 11 of them here. We are going to pull all 11 of them because that will get me Signy of High Shield. I don't need to pull any more. I would absolutely love this dude. This dude is pretty cool looking. Kaelite the Ash Arrow. He has a passive where he gets an extra turn. If he gets his turn meter reduced, he gets a block debuffs on himself as well, which means he cannot get stunned. So the idea is he could possibly counter Armands, which would be kind of fun. I think it might be kind of cool if he can be built for that. He doesn't do as much damage as he probably needs to do is the biggest problem that he's got. But he's got an AoE here that, criticals fill this champion's turn meter by 10%. So if he does a decent amount of damage, he's got more here where he will ignore 50% defense and unkillable. And he's got an increased crit damage on himself. He's got ways to do damage. He does decent enough damage. He's probably not the meta arena nuker we would probably need to counter Armands because he doesn't have a way to get through Stone Skin as well. But he's got a chance to counter Armands and disrupt, and then the rest of your team can go. So if you've got other teammates that can certainly help you counter Armands as well, I think this dude may be super helpful for you. So I'm looking forward to see if I can get him. Let's go pull some shards. All right, we got Pepsi here. We get some prayers in to RN Jesus. And off we go. All right. Excruciator, that is not particularly great. And on this account, I don't really care about the epics for the most part. Obviously, I'd like some good epics, but like Magnar. Magnar is a good epic. I will definitely empower my Magnar. I love this dude. He does a ton of damage if he's not partnered with somebody with burns, because he will do a second hit on this ability here. For the longest time, Magnar was the hardest hitting HP nuker in the game. He's still a very good nuker. He can be used in lower level arena. He's very good for wave clear and other content where you can do some damage. The biggest problem he has is that he does a stun as opposed to an extra hit if they're under burn. And since you're not going to be building with a lot of accuracy because the stun is so conditional, you miss out on damage if there's burns on the team. And since Demon Spawn have lots of burns, it's a bit of a problem for Magnar. But Magnar is overall a great champion. He still hits really hard even if he only gets one hit. Hey, we actually got the raid up. It's working on one of the accounts. And the Moonbeam was the one I threw on there because I could. I don't have any particular love for End of Moonbeam specifically. That is an Occult Brawler, old school damage dealer for Clan Boss. Throws a bunch of poisons out. Not a bad champion. Tashada, I am not a fan of Tashada. I know some folks do like her. She does have the revive, which can be very helpful. The problem is her revive is not particularly great. 40% turn meter and 40% HP, and heals all allies, which is kind of nice. The heal all ally on a 3-turn cooldown, that's not too bad. The rest of this kit is just kind of meh. So at least this is a heal that's actually a chunky heal that's usable on other content too. So it's not too bad. Got a Faction Crypt Speed Aura as well. Usable for Faction Wars, maybe. Not a big fan of the kit overall, though. Yelgarna, another Candlefolk. There's an Endalia. Again, we are getting right up on all of these fusion champions. That is a Defiled Sinner. No, thank you. That is a Necro Hunter. Not particularly great. Tarshan, not a big fan. All right, last one. Let's get gold. And that's Amelga. So that was a very disappointing shard pull session. But again, on this account, I wasn't looking for anything other than the Fusion Champions. I now know I'm well into Mercy, which means if we get a 1+1 sometime soon, well, I'll be pulling on this account at least because I'm close to getting another Legendary. And, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you strike gold, sometimes you strike the gold you want, and sometimes you don't. So overall, very disappointing. I hope that your shard pulls are much, much better. You know, tell me, maybe I need to stop blessing Pepsi. Maybe I need to stop praying to RNGesus. But you know what? Those are the fun things we do to have fun pulling shards. And the best thing about pulling shards is I pull them with you guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate the support. Smash that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. And hopefully your shard pulls will be blessed by Pepsi and RNGesus. So until the next video, I'm Bront CatHerder.